Oh, I'm done.
Get the fuck out of here.
All right.
Okay. Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of Morphos with a Long podcast.
You already know.
So this would be a continuation of our Mortal Kombat discussion. Last time we talked about the old Mortal Kombat, the OGs.
Yep.
And what we expected from this. Now it's here. We finally saw it. And first things first, are you happy about Raiden actually being Japanese this time?
Yeah. They did that right, bro. And he's like a musician too.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
In real life? Okay, that's cool.
It's pretty cool. So like me being a musician.
Yeah,
as well,
so you
like,
can relate.
Yeah.
Oh, what type of music does he make? Like God music, or?
I actually did not look into what kind of music. I just saw musician. I was like, that's good enough. He scores points for that. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, no.
It was like a beginning of. And you saw the first 7 minutes too.
I did.
Yeah. So, I saw the intro that you saw now, and now I see why you couldn't resist.
Yeah.
It was a good intro.
It was definitely. And I guess if we're gonna get right into it, like that intro was both a very good thing about the movie and a very bad thing about the movie.
Okay.
Not for the fact that it was bad. I think it was fantastic.
Yeah.
I liked everything that was going on there. The fight scenes I thought were really good. I thought they did a good job of knowing, like, okay, this is going to be happening on the set and this part is going to be done in CG later on. So like the only one that really looked awkward as far as the believability of it was probably right before he fights Bihan.
Okay. Yeah.
The last guy that he like pulls down and kind of like I think he like clotheslines him.
Oh yeah. It looks kind of CGI, right?
Yeah. So that was the only one that like, but even then, it wasn't enough for me to say that was bad because it still looked really cool. I just like, okay, like that one was kind of obvious.
Yeah.
But yeah, I liked everything. I liked the story set up, where he's like, he's got his wife and his kid. He's got this like happy life going on. And then he just goes to get water for his wife, like I'm sure he's done many times before. And then all hell breaks loose pretty much. So I feel like I've been dominating.
No. Yeah, I felt the same way too. Like it was a very good intro. And I guess the hardcore fans could let us know if it's like it pays good homage or a good adaptation of Scorpion's backstory. But the clothesline from hell that he does to that one guy. The first time I saw the movie, I was like, that looked kind of weird, but I couldn't like pinpoint it. It wasn't until I saw it again that I was like, oh, I think that's CGI. And I think it's even more obvious because when he goes to pick up his kunai, they cut, so it was kind of like a weird cut. But the guy who plays, it's gonna sound kind of corny, but Sub-Zero in this movie was cool as hell, man. The guy who plays him, and he's so like stone cold, and he's just cool as hell. And even like his intro, you just know like, okay, he's that dude.
Yeah, no, he really is. I liked the way he was played. I liked everything about his like character development, like even some of the stuff he does like later on. It's like they really did a good job of like, how would his effects look in real life?
Like grounded.
Yeah, exactly. And it was like, well, as grounded as someone freezing things could be, I thought it looked really good. So I'll say I have one, like, not so much a complaint because we'll see how things play out, But then, so like I guess my real only like big thing with the scene is that it set my expectations for the rest of the movie so high.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that first scene, like, it hits. That whole first segment, like, right before the title sequence, it, like, it hits.
It's everything.
I loved pretty much everything about it. What confuses me now is storyline-wise, we didn't see that it was, Shang Tsung as Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
Or like Quan Chi or like anyone like involved in that way, like some of the storylines have gone before.
Yeah.
There's kind of like a rivalry set up by like a deception. So
And I would say, in its defense, I think it's actually a call back to the original Mortal Kombat series because Bihan is the one who ends up being Noob Saibot, so he's the evil Sub-Zero.
okay.
Yeah, so I think in the future, when they bring back another one, you'd be like, okay, well, that's the evil one. Now I'm the good one.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think they even mentioned this too in the original Mortal Kombat in Annihilation. Remember, because the second one with the slash is like, oh yeah, that was my brother, and stuff like that. That's actually a callback from the game.
Okay.
So I think in a cool way, maybe this kind of like goes with what you're saying, but like when they introduce that guy back again, the guy who plays Sub-Zero, they could introduce him again as Noob.
Okay.
And Noob Saibot, and they could introduce another Sub-Zero.
Okay.
And it'd be more of the good guy this time around.
Possibly. Okay.
That's if they go that route, yeah.
Yeah, I see.
Because I feel like they made a point to call him Bihan a couple times to let maybe the fans know, like, the hardcore fans know, like, this is the bad Sub-Zero.
Okay. Yeah. Any more thoughts on like the opening?
The opening. This actually goes into the whole movie in a way, but I was surprised how they made you root for Scorpion, because usually Scorpion is like an anti-hero or a bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of flipped, and yeah, it was an interesting take. And the fight scene between both of them, it was really good. And yeah, like when he had they'll call back. I guess we'll talk about later on. When he throws the kunai, it hits the tree, then it comes back and slashes Bihan's face. And yeah, I thought that was really cool, especially the way they called it back at the ending. But yeah, it was a good intro. Like you said, it just set the bar really high, and it lets you know the type of movie it's going to be. It's going to be like more grounded, even though you see some fantastical shit. But it's more grounded than the last one, and it's going to be more like serious and more gritty, and definitely more violent. Yeah. So
for sure, definitely more violent than the ones that came before.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because like right off the bat, I mean, like, I think the moment like is just that like first opening, like when that like whoever it is gets stabbed through like the side of the house, and you see like the fucking I think that's when you're like, oh shit, this is about to be like fucking
real.
bloody.
Yeah.
So moving on, I guess from there we get introduced to like Cole as
Cole
a character.
Young. Yeah.
How do you feel about
this guy? Pissed me off this whole movie. I do not like Cole Young, and he's one of the biggest problems about the movie, because it's like, I understand, he's new to something like this, and maybe in the next one we'll see him more confident. It actually goes to your complaint about like in Annihilation, Sonya was kind of like not confident, and it made sense for him not to be confident, but it's like, but this is the guy we're following, and even by the end, he never wins a fight on his own. He always gets help, and I'm like, even to the point that they could have had him, and when he fights Melina, we talk about it, but it's like, even then, he's like, oh, could you help me out here? Like, come on, like, if this is our guy, let's see him do some cool shit, which he eventually does, but I just wanted him to at least, it made sense for him not to beat Sub-Zero, because that's like the head, that's like the main bad guy, but at least give him somebody else who could see like him beat confidently, and like, okay, this is our champion, this is our guy.
I have a counterpoint to that, but I'll bring it up later because it has to deal with like a much bigger issue that I have with the film.
Okay.
I'll say he's what they give us as like the Alice to the Wonderland to kind of like bring us into it.
He's
And
the audience, basically.
right. And as a character, like to follow someone who, to my knowledge, is no one from the actual series, unless they do something later in the to show like, hey, this is who this is. But for the time being, it doesn't look like he's supposed to represent anyone from the series. So, so to follow a complete unknown, that's already kind of like disappointing in a way. I think the actor did an all right job.
They all kind of did decent. You know?
I mean, I think going into it, like, you know what you want, though. You're not expecting, like, this thing's not going to win an Oscar. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
But, like, so it's like, for the type of movie that it is, primarily based on, like, the fighting and the story, like, the acting was where it needed to be. I'll say that. So, yeah, Cole as a character, I kind of get it. Like, he's got higher stakes because he's got a family, you know. So, and maybe that's why they could do it. It's like someone who has that high stakes. Like, he's already got a family, going. So, Realm winning is like that much more important to him because he's not just looking out for like himself and like his planet. He's looking like for his planet and his like family on top of that. So I did like that added stakes to everything for Cole as a character. And but there's some things that happen with him later. But again, like tie into like a whole bigger issue. Well, I guess I'll give out the one that I'll say, because you were kind of saying he couldn't win a fight on his own. One of my biggest issues with the movie is there's no tournament.
There's
no tournament. They like never get to the tournament.
Never get to the tournament. Yeah, that's true.
And which is, I guess, a good thing as far as like consistency with Cole's character. Because he even says when Raiden is like, you know, or who lets him know he's been chosen? It was Raiden, wasn't it?
Well, that he's been chosen.
Yeah, he's been chosen.
I think it was Jax.
Yeah, Jax. And so he's having the conversation with Jax, and then he tells him like I don't even really like fight like I used to. So he's like letting him know right off the bat, like, I'm not even in my prime.
And Jax was like, no shit. But we need you, bro.
right. So I think he needs, like everybody else in the movie was saying, he needs time to train. He needs time to get to the point where he can be someone who's gonna, you know, rock the fights when the tournament comes around. A very interesting angle for the movie to go to have Outworld attacking before the tournament.
Before the tournament. It was strange too, because it took my second watch. I guess I could have noticed in the first one, but the second watch is like, because I was thinking nobody really had like a one-on-one really. And I was like, that's not like Mortal Kombat. Then I realized, they never really started the tournament. So I guess
so like anything goes.
Anything goes.
At this point, they're trying to stop themselves from being assassinated. So it's just like there's really no rules to it. Which is, I mean, like later on we have storylines where people are going against like the elder gods and stuff like that. You know, depending on how deep you get into the lore. But for them to be like defying the elder gods in this way so early, I think it's a different setup than we've seen story-wise with Mortal Kombat.
That's true. Since it's a different media, I guess they could do their own thing. So it's I guess I could wait till the end to say this, but I guess I could just say it now. To me, this felt like a pilot episode. You know, it's like a setup for a series. So it's like,
I think so, definitely.
Yeah. So it's like what to get us prepared to when they finally do go full Mortal Kombat. Yeah, this is what we watch and get ourselves prepared and, you know, build interest and stuff like that.
Right. Because I think they definitely do have more planned. Just for the simple fact of reportedly, I'm gonna say what some news outlets are putting out there is that the actor who plays Bihan.
Yeah, Joe Talism, I think. I'm not saying it wrong. He was in the raid.
Oh yeah. Oh okay. Which character was he?
He was the captain, the younger captain that fought Mad Dog. With like in the middle of the movie, and he gets murked by Mad Dog.
Oh okay. I got you now. It's been a while since I've seen the raid.
Spoilers for the raid too.
But
that's a good ass movie.
We should maybe do that one.
Oh yeah.
Someday. Because I know that's one of your favorites. Yeah. So he has signed allegedly has signed a 5 contract.
Oh man, okay.
Movie deal for this, which is apparently so. This is the first. He's got like 4 more that he's, if this is true, contractually obligated to do. So that kind of lets you know, like, they're looking to do 5.
Yeah. Okay.
Or maybe they're securing the possibility in the future. Not. If anything, I think I also heard from another news source that they were looking to do a trilogy.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I hope it does well because I'm interested in seeing the second one. But before going to that, I'm trying to think of like, so Cole's introduction. I like his introduction because, you know, I'm into like mixed martial arts. So his very first introduction with the MMA fights, it was, even though it's still like hyper MMA, it was one of the more realistic, I'll say, you know, even though they kind of do some special moves kind of quick, but it's not as fast as maybe Warrior or Never Back Down. And the technique he was doing, the armbar, it does look pretty legit. And the way the other guy escaped too was pretty legit too. And so I appreciated that. And then I guess from there we kind of see Jax. Yeah, and what do you think about Jax?
Jax? Oh man, I mean the internet's already hitting on it.
Steve Harvey.
It's not every scene he looks like him. It's only certain shots.
Oh yeah.
But like when you see it, like you're just like, man, this.
Yeah, it looks like Steve Harvey. Survey says. But shouts out to Godfrey for that one.
I like the confidence that the actor plays him with. It's nice. Like it feels like a good fit for like the Jax that we've known through the series in general. So I think that meshes really well. That was a good character lineup. There's other characters that I'll say like, you're not doing it right, or like this is a different take on this character. I'll say that this is a different take on this character. But no, Jax seems to be like in line with, you know, how we know him, even to the point of like, damn, he's like, take the car, go, you know, take your family somewhere, bro. Like that shit. I was like, bro, I would not have done that. Okay, so rewinding though, that segment, genius.
Which segment?
Fucking like
Sub-Zero, the ice.
Like,
yes, dude. I was trying to figure out a way to bring that up, but that was like, that even made it like much cooler.
Oh yeah, bro. Because like, you know, some shit's going down because they're like, it's snowing.
Yeah.
And then like,
snowing in July.
Bro. Yeah. And then that one dude, like whoever the fuck that was. That one dude that's just like standing in the street and he's like, he gets burnt for like no fucking reason.
Gets his chest caved in.
It's like, bro, I think he got his head caved in, bro. Like,
man.
It's like everyone's like, oh, it's snow. Dude's fucking gone.
I really like how they did. I guess we went from Jax to Sub-Zero again, but I really like how they made him like handle his business. He's just about the job. You know, and they gave him some some charisma too. We'll talk about once we get to the ending. But that guy, he was so cool. And if anybody that's a Sub-Zero fan, they'll be very happy with the rendition. This Sub-Zero rendition. It was really cool.
there's a he plays it with a power.
Yeah, yeah.
There's just like this power of
And
like
cockiness.
of like defeated.
Yeah.
How could I be defeated?
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I'm saying?
I'm Sub-Zero.
Yeah. But yeah, no. Like, so going back to Jax, I really like Jax as a character, and so like I think, yeah, like his cockiness of like I'll be able to handle this. I'm like, let me go handle this fool, and then I'll meet up with you guys later. I liked him, and then so seeing those two energies clash was like it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I will say like what a line to say right before you get your ass kicked. He said like I did like 4 tours.
Yeah, I did like 3 tours, motherfucker. Yeah.
And then like right after he says that, fool gets like washed.
Yeah. Sub-Zero's like, I don't give a fuck about your tours.
Yeah.
But,
so how did you feel about that fight scene?
Oh, I thought it was. Damn, I'm gonna use cool a lot, you know. But yeah, I thought it was really cool. With Jax, to me, have you ever seen a show called Double Toasted?
No.
It's like a movie, TV show, review show by like you're in Austin, and his brother's on the show.
Oh,
They're
okay.
called Billy Brooks, and he's charismatic, and he looks just like his brother. And so it's cool seeing this guy keep thinking it's Billy Brooks, but it's actually his brother. And but with the Jax character, I thought they actually did a good job with him. More, it's like the storyline they meant to go through with in Annihilation, and they actually do it better in this movie because he starts off like confident and cocky. Then after he gets his arm like basically just broke, like ripped off, he goes through that whole trying to build his confidence back. Yeah, and I was like, this is what they were kind of touching on in the last movie, but you never saw what made him not confident in the first place.
Right.
They just kept saying like, you're not confident, but like, why is he not confident, But with this we see why he's not confident. And I thought it was really good. And there's this one scene kind of jumping ahead that he wakes up and he has like the robotic arms, the really skinny ones, and Sonya was like, it's okay. And you can see him look at his hand and look at Sonya like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, my arms are gone. But,
it's like, bitch, let me blow your arms
yeah.
off. If you're talking about it's okay.
Yeah, it's not okay, man. But yeah, he was really he was a good character, and he was fun. And he's one of the few ones that actually gets a one-on-one, like an actual Mortal Kombat type fight scene, twice actually, with Sub-Zero and with General is it Raika?
I believe so. Yeah.
At the ending. So yeah.
Which like staged straight out of the game.
Oh yeah, the whole fight was basically out of the game to me, even to the point like it's gonna. Like I was like, he clapped that guy's cheek so hard, he's like exploded.
Jack's out here clapping cheeks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But yeah, so to go back to it, I really liked the setting.
Oh yeah.
For the fight, which I will say though, it looks like they may have reused that set for the last fight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
So don't know if it was or like maybe they were like short for time. I was like, man, just reuse the
Yeah.
But I liked, like it was like the warehouse type look with like the icicles
Oh yeah.
all over the place. Like really, really cool thing going on.
Yeah, I think that's at the MMA gym. So I think they did reuse a set because I think it goes back to Cole's whole arc, and I think they did that on purpose of him losing in the MMA cage, and it comes back to him fighting at home again, and actually defending the guy, even though Scorpion did it in the MMA cage. So it kind of ties his whole arc. I think that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. So that fight I really liked, and again, we're talking about something that's like super fantastical.
Which one? The ending fight?
Well, yeah, like the end of the fight, yeah. The Jax
okay,
Sub-Zero.
yeah. Okay, I see what you mean.
So like we're talking about something that like wouldn't happen in real life, but if it did, how can we make it look
kind of grounded?
Kind of grounded, yeah. So I liked a lot of that.
Oh my bad. I didn't even sorry to cut you. I didn't even answer your question about the Sub-Zero and
Oh yeah.
Jax. Yeah, that was a good fight scene, and good choreography. And like you said, it's gritty, and it just shows how cocky Sub-Zero was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a boss throughout this whole movie.
Yeah, he is, but like it also I think it was a good job of establishing Sub-Zero as like someone not to be fucked
Oh
with.
yeah, yeah.
But at the same time, like it didn't necessarily make Jax look weak either.
Yeah, yeah.
So I thought there was a good balance there because
Just-
Jax like he got some in, and he held his own for a second there.
He was just out of his elements.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, because like, how do you handle someone who could freeze shit?
Yeah.
But yeah, I liked the kind of like throwing physics out the window, but you're dealing with a game where like you freeze someone and then they're frozen in midair. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So like physics, are we following? Not so much the whole like when he takes the shot and like the spread
Oh yeah.
just slows down
Dude, that
in the
was so
ice.
cool.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
It was awesome to see. I'm like the physics of that. I don't think that
Yeah.
would work like that, but it made for a really cool shot.
Visual shot. Yeah, that was dope. You see Sub-Zero just like staring at it. you
Yeah,
know?
and he's like you thought you were gonna,
Yeah.
motherfucker. Like,
Yeah.
you
But-
thought I was gonna get taken out with a gat, like, but yeah, no, like, I liked all of that, and then the whole like the arm freeze.
Oh yeah.
That shit. What
Just-
would you
that was
think of
brutal.
that?
That was brutal to see.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, you see it coming because he Jack still has like his normal arms, and he's fighting Sub-Zero. I was like, okay, this is where he's gonna get us fucked up. But it's still cool to see how it happened, and it kind of makes sense in this adaptation of how he got his arms or why he needs his robotic arms now. But yeah, I thought it looked cool and brutal. And I guess they talk about it later on about how like I don't know, I don't have a degree in nursing or like a doctor or anything, but it's like they talk about how the ice like cauterize his wounds later on, so why he's going to need the robotic arms.
Yeah.
So
Would ice cauterize the wound? I know. Like if you put something hot against it, it would. I didn't think about like extreme cold doing the same thing.
I mean, I've heard of people. I don't know how this works, but I've heard of people. I guess I saw some show. This guy had like a weird fetish or something, or he just like he put his limbs on dry ice for a long time. It became dead that it needed to get amputated.
What?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what show I saw it on, but it was definitely.
And it like was it made up or was it like a real show?
It was a show. I think they were talking about. Yeah, some person that was like his obsession.
Oh Lord,
Yeah,
that's a little much.
Yeah, that's some extreme shit.
People
right
into some shit.
Yeah.
No, but yeah. I really liked the arm thing. Like it was a really cool, like because you see them like grappling, and then all of a sudden like the ice just starts going like up his arms. You're like, oh, this is where it happens, and then like fucking you just see them fucking shatter.
Yeah.
And then
It's
he's
almost like a fatality move too.
yeah, kind of yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And then you see him just kind of like push him over. Oh man!
And even the way he falls over is brutal because he hits
Oh,
like a
yeah.
ledge.
Yeah.
Yeah, like man.
It's like he got fucked up.
Yeah.
Bro.
Then from there we go and we're introduced to Sonya. So is Sonya the person you had a problem with, or
No.
okay,
We're not there yet.
okay? But how do you
I'm
feel
gonna-
about Sonya?
Oh
you're about to say something.
yeah, I was gonna backtrack just
Okay.
a second. So I know in like a medium where you're doing live action, it can be a little hard to get certain things done. I thought Raiden's eyes could have been done differently.
Okay.
Because they give the actor like his what does it say?
Retina?
Yeah, like the not white part of the eye.
Oh,
like
I know
the
you're
where
talking
your
about.
color is. They give him the circle
Not is it pupil?
Yeah, well, not
Yeah.
the pupil. The
But-
pupil's the black part.
Oh,
you,
okay.
you know what I mean,
Yeah,
though.
mhm.
Like the part that's not white of your eye. The whole that the pupil and the surrounding
Yeah,
area. They give him that to work with, which in the games I think it's just been like a all blinding white. And so I think they did that to allow the character to express himself more. And so you know where he's looking, you kind of get a feel for like his emotions through the white, but I don't know if I liked it.
I think they also did it so it could be grounded. Because if in real life, that's how it would look, type shit. But I mean, I'm not defending or anything, but I think that's another maybe they just because they try to make this thing seem like more real world, more
Uh-huh.
grounded as Mortal Kombat can be, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe that's why they just have it.
Yeah. And on the flip side, I guess it would like be annoying like unless his head is like pointed directly at something, you'd have a hard time trying to figure out where exactly he's looking.
Yeah.
So I guess that like I was saying before, I think it was to give the actor the because your face is something that you know you definitely use when you're acting, and,
Yeah.
and every little movement of your face is you know can mean something.
Sub-Zero was doing that.
Yeah.
Like with the mask he was acting with his eyes, basically.
Yeah, yeah, I really like that too,
Yeah.
and we'll get into other
Yeah.
characters and stuff, because there's characters I have like some issues with, but at
Yeah.
the same time, like they did a good job. But yeah, so that's really all I have to say about his eyes. Sonya as a character, I kind of liked her. I don't. Like I said, like I mean, I took kung fu for like 2 years, like
Yeah.
many years ago.
Yeah.
So as far as being familiar with like how realistic the fights are looking, unless the move is like blatantly obvious to like the average person
Yeah.
would you know would be like, okay, that was obviously
Yeah.
fake. Then I'm not gonna notice those too much. But how do you think she was as like a
Oh yeah, she was good. And also I think it goes back to maybe like with the fighting and stuff. Sometimes it's not really about the realism, just how it looks. If it looks believable, or if it looks smooth, basically. So that's yeah. So some well, like martial arts movies and stuff like that. Like I think I said this in the last episode. Not every movie is realistic, but it's just how it looks in that medium, and how smooth it looks, and how clean, and how well choreographed, and how much they're flowing. So with this one, most of the actors look like they had a good enough time to like actually practice and choreograph all. And Sonya was really good. I thought she was really formidable in this movie, and her portrayal was good. Like she was very hard nosed and tough, as you can see. My only problem with her was maybe it's just their adaptation of what they wanted to do to introduce her character. But as tough as she was, it's funny kind of call back. It kind of looks like she was lacking some confidence, in because she wasn't chosen, and she seems like she wants acceptance and wants to be one of the chosen champions and stuff like that. So you see her like, even though she was tough and she was like formidable and she's just down to fight and everything, but you can see in the back of her, like you can see like she still wants to be one of the chosen champions.
definitely yeah. That was a main point of her character. At the same time, I think if you take into account like if you're a human and you know you find out that people in your world are being hunted
Yeah.
by you know like the most one of the most brutal realms there are of like all the realms, like that's gotta instill some type of fear in you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then yeah, add on to that like she wasn't one of the ones chosen to defend the realm, which I don't know. How did you feel about the mark?
Yeah, I
and
didn't
stuff
like
that.
I didn't like it because I think they talked about it in the trailers, like in the promos and stuff like that. So I didn't, because it doesn't seem like everybody can just go. But I getting more information it kind of it made it a little bit better for me because it's more like if you beat somebody with a mark or you kill them or something, then you get the mark. I was like, okay, I guess it's almost like Afro Samurai, when you kill someone with a headband, then you get the headband. So it's like it passes on. It makes you, I guess it shows like, okay, that guy was formidable. Now, you beat that person. Now you're formidable to be in this tournament. So, yeah, I end up being okay with it.
Yeah, I think in other renditions, right? It's just like Raiden's like, "Hey, y'all, the best we got. Like,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
need to come with me."
Yeah,
Like,
that's true. Yeah.
whereas, like, I don't know, like, because who doles out the marks? Is it the elder gods giving out the marks, or like, where did they come from?
Yeah.
We also have the introduction of I don't know if we want to get this far into it yet, but the Arcana. Do we want to touch on that yet?
I guess we could because I guess we have two other people. One other person introducing the same scene. Maybe we could talk about Kano.
Okay, Kano. I like the actor that plays him, and I like the lines that they give him too, just to show him that he's like a gritty fuck.
Oh yeah, he's a son of a bitch, man.
Yeah.
He was so charismatic. He was my I'll say he's my second favorite character in the film because he was just so fun. Like he basically was a continuation of the guy from the original Mortal Kombat movie of like just being like an asshole, and he just takes it to the next level. But he was just roasting them throughout the whole movie.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just fun to see like what else would he say,
What? How did you feel about him not having like the metal plate? Or...
I thought because we saw with Jax, having his arm already, then we see he gets his arm ripped off, and so it seems like it's more of an origin. So I thought it was okay that we see him get the mark from the reptile monster, but I thought, and he didn't have the laser yet, so I guess that goes.
Well, he got the mark from, what's it called? Someone he killed off screen.
Oh no, I'm talking about the face.
Oh
yeah, sorry, my bad. Like the scars, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So he got his face fucked up there.
Yeah.
So maybe that's like, well,
if it ever comes back, you could show like where maybe that's why I had to have that side of his face, and it goes to like Sonya and versus him at the ending. But yeah, I thought it was okay with him not having the mask because it's just like we get to see who he is first before he becomes Kano. While in the other one he already had the mask, but it works for the other one too, honestly. So both versions of Kano I like. This guy was so much fun, and he knew the assignment, like you like to say, like he came prepared and he just talk shit. And I wonder if he ad-libbed some of them or if it was written, but I thought he had like the best, the standout lines.
Yeah, he definitely had some like some lines there that were like really good.
Yeah.
And then who else?
Then I think that's it. That's the only person they introduced in that scene. Actually, going back to Kano's character, he was kind of dumb, but I wonder if they did it on purpose because both times he just went with the plan because somebody said, "I'll pay you a lot of money," and he's just like, "Okay." Even though he might challenge it a little bit, they'll be like, "No, I really will pay you lots of money." He's like, "Okay," and no proof of the money or anything. So, but I guess it shows too how greedy he is. He just has to hear that there's a lot of money involved, and he'll just do it anyway. Or maybe it's like an excuse to just do some fucked up shit.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe because I think he definitely is into that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, we definitely see it at Sonya's trailer when like. He finally like finishes the
reptile, the monster version. Yeah,
he like
the Kano wins.
Yeah, which like I mean, cheesy.
Yeah,
but I still liked it. I liked the amount of fan service there was in the movie. I don't know. I think maybe the originals did more lines straight out of the game.
Especially Annihilation.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, Annihilation.
Yeah.
It was, so this one isn't cheesy to the point where, like, they're announcing the characters as they come on screen.
Yeah.
Reptile.
Yeah.
Like, fucking, yeah.
They do it in dialogue.
Yeah.
So.
But like, the Kano wins.
Yeah,
it was like
with the hearts too.
Yeah,
like straight off fatality. type stuff.
Right. Yeah. Which another point. I don't think everyone needed a fatality.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think who else had a. Yeah, I guess they did show damn near everybody's fatality.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah. But it's fan service, and it does a better job than what Annihilation did. Like, it didn't stop the whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of made sense in the scene of why they'll do it, and good callbacks to the game. And I guess we're introduced to Shang Tsung's army, which is or not army, but like his people: Sub-Zero, General Raiko, Cabal, who was basically just as fun to me.
Oh yeah,
that guy was talking mad shit too, man.
Oh yeah.
Then Melina, I don't want to get canceled, but when she first showed up, I was like, man, she's stick with two C's. Like, it's like, is that Melina? Yeah. Like, I don't mind the whole face or anything, but she was attractive. But how do you feel about Melina? Because you complained last time you didn't get to see.
I got a girlfriend. I can't say certain
Oh,
things.
okay.
Yeah. I gotta watch what I say about her things. I think the actress did a good job. What I will say is, because for a majority of the movie she's unmasked.
Yeah.
Right. Which cool with me. Like, do it, but if you're gonna have her unmasked the whole movie, I would have rather have seen the mouth the whole movie.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? And like, if for some reason you couldn't, or and I get that's a huge portion of what you have working with to convey your character, to take away from someone. But at the same time, if you're going to do that, then have the mouth, because we see the prosthetic part, what they did with the special effects up here throughout her scenes, but we don't see the mouth open all the way to the back to like show that Tarkatan mouth until like damn near the end of the movie. At which point it does look really good. It looks really good. But yeah, if you're not going to show the mouth, then I would like have her masked, you know what I'm saying? It's like, don't tease us with it and then like kind of like wanting to see the whole thing and then finally show it at the end for like a split second.
But I think it just goes into the whole like doing fan service type thing. So it's like then the crowd could react to be like, oh, it's finally looks like how it does in the game.
Oh, so you think it was intentional?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I definitely think so.
Kind of like they wanted.
I think a lot of these things, because like the origin. Sorry to call but it's like because it's like an origin thing. They might tease something so like you could see it later on and cheer and see that's a callback to the game or like to the original movie, like that, like an Easter egg, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I viewed it.
I guess that makes it a little better in my book. I was just because initially I was just very disappointed by it. Not by the actress, like I said, she did a good job. They even brought in her teleports.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Yeah.
They're going all out with it. And like
they did some couple attacks in the game, kind of.
Yeah, she was dropping the fuck out of the sky and shit like that. I was like, hell yeah,
that's
bro.
Really cool.
And then Cabal, dude.
Cabal. Yeah, they did a speed run thing.
Yeah.
That's one of the most annoying moves in
yeah.
Mortal Kombat history. They come back to that too. Yeah, they did a lot of decent job, like fan service stuff. I guess we could talk about Liu Kang and Kung Lao. How do you feel about both of them?
Okay, I'm gonna start off with what I'm happy with. Okay, so Kung Lao. God damn, that man looks like Kung Lao.
Oh yeah.
Like they they must have like He must have walked in the audition. He's like, "You,
Yeah.
yeah, let's go."
Like, I've never
We don't
acted
need to see
before.
anybody else. You know what I mean?
Like just skip through the line, you know. It's like a line for people trying to audition, and he comes through like, yeah, just come up, bro.
Yeah, but like I'm all about it. Kung Lao is like fantastic. He embodied the role so
Oh, yeah,
well.
he does,
He
yeah.
looked so cool when he was doing everything. Like
And he was cocky too.
Yeah.
Like, he had that cocky energy.
yeah, I love it. I love it. I was all about it. I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah.
Goddamn, had the best fatality
Oh
in the
yeah,
movie, bro.
straight off the game.
Like,
Straight off the
oh,
game,
bro.
man.
And like he got the flawless.
Yeah,
you know. And that, oh man.
I feel like they did so much service with him, with his character.
Yeah.
Like from his introduction, from the him teleporting out of the ground with the hats to just the way he acts and to the fatality. Like they did a really good job with him.
He hit as a character in this movie. Like, god damn, he hit that
Oh
so
yeah.
hard. On the opposite end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Not that it's the actor's fault. It's obviously the way that they chose to write the character this time around. But Liu Kang
Yeah.
is very different, I think, from what we're used to seeing as far as Liu Kang as a character, his personality. Not to say that he's always like the most confident, but he has confidence in himself that he's competent in his fighting, and that translates to like an outer thing. And not to say that he's the version that we're seeing in this movie isn't necessarily confident, but he's very much kind of like low key,
Yeah.
very like I was speaking with someone else about it, and they said like very monk like,
Oh yeah.
kind of more I guess like you would expect that kind of level of like serenity to themselves, you know what I'm saying, and kind of leaning more towards that than kind of like a rush into a fight type guy.
I guess it goes into because he's been there in that tempo, and it seems like he's been involved with like writing and all this thing in a couple years. To the point he's like a teacher now.
Okay.
So maybe that's why. While in the earlier, at least in the older movie, he's still relatively new to everything. Yeah, in this one it seems like he's been with the shits, kind of, and he's just experienced now and is very calm. And stuff.
And so at this point we're at at this point in the movie, we're at the temple, right?
Yeah, the temple. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess now is a good time to touch on the Arcana as a whole.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I would say the tempo is where the movie slows down to me, big time. Like, and the Arcana, I kind of thought it was kind of corny, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to figure out their powers, and it takes basically you have to either have some confidence or something, that's related to their character struggle already. And yeah, it was kind of, I thought it was kind of goofy, but I guess it is what it is, you know?
Yeah. It was a way to try to explain how they got powers, because I mean, you're talking about a video game where like, okay, this person's power is like they can freeze stuff.
Yeah.
Like this guy's power is gun.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He has a gun.
What,
You know?
Striker?
Yeah.
The cop?
Yeah. I saw a post and it was
mocap.
like mocap.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I saw a post and it was someone was saying that Mortal Kombat is like the video game embodiment of a kid just like grabbing two random action figures that have nothing to do with each other and like making them
Oh
fight.
yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, kind of a little bit. But yeah, no, so like I get it. Some people have like some weird ass powers that's like how would you explain where that comes from in the game? I mean, like in the movie, yeah. So, and that I guess that was part of why like it was interesting to see Jax with like
The skinny arms.
yeah, the skinny arms,
Mm-hmm.
and then the Arcana is what like transforms it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I felt about that. I think it
What,
was
Jax?
yeah.
Arcana?
I think I
Okay.
would have preferred to see him like
Like give him new arms or
like have the beefy arms like
from the
right off
get-go?
the bat. Yeah, yeah. Because I don't know that I like the Arcana. It does explain like Sonya being able to do her blast.
Yeah, yeah.
Which, you know, how would she get
Or
that
Liu
any
Kang
other
with the
way?
fireball and stuff like that.
True. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that that's one of the more like how would you do that?
Yeah. I guess because they're going grounded, so they have, like you said, they need to give a reason. For me, there's some movies that when fantastical shit happens, just let it happen, and as an audience, we just accept like I guess that's what happens in this universe,
Yeah.
and just keep going from there.
I mean,
You know?
because like when we really think about it, like how does the game explain it? They don't.
Yeah, they really don't. Yeah,
It's just like
there you go. Yeah, so
through years of studying as a monk, I guess like Liu Kang can just
yeah,
he's harnessed the energy of the earth.
yeah. Because I feel like when you try to explain some stuff,
Mm-hmm.
you kind of put yourself in a box.
Mm-hmm.
And this might piss off a bunch of fans, but I think like they did that with Star Wars. When they try to explain the Force, it's just like
Oh, with
not,
the midichlorians.
yeah, it's like now you're just fucking yourself over, you know?
Yeah.
Because people already accepted the Force as it is. So yeah, with this one, it's just like you already see Scorpion and Bihan, creating ice and stuff like that. So and we already see Raiden just teleporting in with lightning. So we already know, okay, in this world they have powers.
Right.
So it is what it is. But I guess maybe, like you said, they needed for Sonya and Cole Young and Kano, like the human characters, to see how they got their special abilities.
Mm-hmm. Well, I would say Kano, they could have come up with something. I feel like that didn't have to be the Arcana.
Oh yeah,
Like a laser eye. Yeah, I think they could have done that.
yeah.
They could have found some way to do that without the Arcana. But so in that sense, like, yeah, it does give you like an origin point for those powers. But again, did we need one? So I'm on the fence about it. Overall, I think I don't like it.
Yeah.
But I see why they brought it in to this.
I kind of hope in future movies, because like I said, this is where the movies slow down. I hope when they introduce more characters, we just get them with their Arcana. We don't have to see them trying to figure out their Arcana again. Yeah, we could just say, okay, now that we're established Arcana exists in this universe, when somebody else shows up in a later movie, you're like, oh, okay, you already found your Arcana. This is why you could do this crazy shit.
Right.
So.
My God. Oh, sorry. Not to
No, that's fine.
Okay. The fan service paid to like motherfuckers who'll just sweep kick you the whole game.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That was
And the uppercut,
hilarious.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fucking hilarious, bro.
Yeah, that's fucking funny. And I guess going back to my opinion about Liu Kang, one, he doesn't have the mane as Robin Shu, like Robin Shu has.
I mean, but how could you replicate?
Yeah, it's
that,
true, man. But if I found out that was a wig, I'd be so disappointed. But yeah, I think because of his low key attitude, he got outshined by almost everybody to me. And I'm like, damn, this is Liu Kang though, this is the guy. But Kung Lao just stands out so much.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, then when Kung Lao goes, I'm like, damn, you could have taken Liu Kang. Because to me, Kung Lao was just so much cooler than Liu Kang.
He was so badass. And like it sucks that they, if there is to be a series that they took him out so early.
Yeah.
And it's just like, goddamn, like, there he goes.
Yeah.
Because he was a badass.
Yeah, dude.
And it was fun to see him like just be Kung Lao to that extent on the screen. And yeah, I totally agree with you on the Liu Kang. Like he just kind of took a backseat to everybody else. And it it wasn't. Yeah, it felt like it was a disservice.
Yeah.
To the character a little bit, and I get that you got. Not everybody that's ever been on the roster or anything like that, because that made two like a fucking a mess.
A disaster, yeah.
Annihilation, it was a mess because they tried to do that, but they still had a good amount of characters from the game that they had to try to give everybody screen time.
Yeah,
and and so the more confident ones are gonna shine bright. Yeah.
Then I guess talk about Arcana. This goes into how Cole Young gets his Arcana. Because fucking Raiden hits him with the whole guile. Go be a family man.
Oh yeah,
that's like a meme within the Street Fighter community. Yeah, but he goes to see his family, and that's where Goro attacks. I guess we could talk about Goro too, but it's like I get him trying to protect his family. Is that why he activates Arcana? But it goes back to, and with this one, I thought, okay, it makes sense. Goro is kind of like he's a big character. He's like, he's very strong, and I can't see Cole Young beating this guy without some help. But yeah, that's why I kind of wish after he got his Arcana, I wish they could give him a scene of him like doing some shit, which he does in that same scene with Goro, and he actually does like his own fatality and stuff like that, and he does some shit, but it's like he still shows that he needs help. But I guess it ties into his character of like his family is so important to him. That's why he got his Arcana, and you're able to help him out, figure out some moves and some things to do in that fight too. And his suit looked cool. He looked cool, and because I didn't have any knowledge that this was a new character when I watched the movie, when he got his suit, his Arcana, I was like, I don't know who the fuck this is, but it must be somebody from one of the newer games I'd never played or some shit like that. So the whole time I kept trying to figure out like who is he supposed to be. Then I kind of just gave up. And his fatality was cool. Before he does his fatality, the one combo that Goro does on him, Goro was pounding his ass, man. Yeah, until you hit the uppercuts. Oh yeah. Until you hit the uppercut from the game, basically. Yeah. So him for sure. I think for what they set up, he for sure we needed to see his awakening, because we've seen him struggle so much. So if they create that kind of just for him, I guess it makes sense for his character. And it ended up being a good fight scene too.
Yeah, I would say that too. So I think the Goro this time around, not to say anything bad about the
the original.
Yeah, the original back in '95.
Yeah,
I think they did what they could. And special effects weren't that great. So like, thank God they didn't try to go the way they went with the fucking animalities.
Oh yeah,
that shit was painful
my God,
to watch.
Yeah.
So yeah, the practical effects of like having the puppet top torso.
That aged better than Annihilation. Yeah.
Yeah, it really did. But yeah, I liked the CG Goro this time around. It gives more freedom for the character to like be doing more things that there aren't the limitations. Now, as far as how hard that was on, Cole's actor to kind of react real time, I don't know. It would be interesting. That's something I'd be interested in watching. Like some behind the scenes and.
He seemed like he did a good job in the movie.
Oh yeah, for sure. I was never sitting there thinking like, oh yeah, he's probably looking at like a tennis ball or something like that, So I was very, very kept in the fight the whole time, but I would definitely be up to seeing how they accomplish that. Yeah, like you, I thought the fatality was really good. Just that like ending scene of just like seeing like the guts coming out and shit like that. I was like, oh God. I kind of have to disagree with you.
Wait, what?
I think if we're following this Arcana, like if the whole Arcana thing, I would have expected some type of different power. Because they chose the suit as his power, the suit did look cool. I will say that. Like if they were gonna do a suit anyway, then yeah, it looked really good.
Mhm.
But I feel like he could have been given some different power. I feel like I don't know what I would have wanted it to be, but I feel like different power.
Mm. I guess it's supposed to fit to his MMA back a little bit because it seemed like it's more close, more hand to hand type power, which goes to his whole MMA shit. But I don't even know if he really has powers or it's just a suit, you know? Yeah. So, and because it's a character they created in the movie, I just have to accept it. That's the thing. So I can't complain too much, but I see what you're talking about though. But yeah, I think then we go from there. I think Kung Lao. I thought also to touch a little bit. I thought Shang Tsung was kind of disappointing in this movie too. Yeah, he didn't really. I think it's not fair because I think the other guy was so iconic. It was so iconic that it's not fair. I can admit that. I think it's my bias shown with that one because the other guy was so iconic that this is nowhere close to the other guy. Even when he was saying like your souls are mine or something like that. But I was just like, it doesn't hit like that one guy pointing at the screen, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely a more grounded Shang Tsung. But at the same time, like I think like we wanted some of that like little extraness.
Yeah.
There, you know?
Scenery and stuff. But his fatality looked good when he was like sucking the soul out of Kung Lao. I thought it looked cool.
Yeah. Sad to see it be Kung Lao though.
R.I.P. Kung Lao.
Like, oh man.
Oh dude, I thought it was so funny after like Kung Lao dies and what's his name? Cole Young comes back and they're about to teleport to the void. You see the hats go in to the lightning before they teleport. The first time I saw it, I thought it was like Shang Tsung attacking or something, like he threw it at the lightning before they could leave. And it reminded me of the scene from Scary Movie 3 after they got wrapped and he left the room and somebody threw a box of crayons at the door. Yeah, that's what it reminded me of. So I thought like right before they left, they still trying to get that one last attack in. Yeah, it wasn't until the second viewing I realized, oh, it was the hats. I think Liu Kang was getting the hat back.
Yeah, that. Yeah, so I guess at that point they're in the
void.
Yeah.
And I guess that's where that's where you get to see Cole Young actually become more confident, and you know he starts like planning out things of how they're going to fight and stuff like that. And yeah, I mean then it goes into basically like the ending fight scenes with what's her name, Sonya versus Kano. How did you feel about that fight?
I thought it was pretty good. I'm gonna backtrack.
Oh yes, my bad.
The void.
Okay, yeah.
My boy gets his
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice. Yeah.
Gets his headband. You know what I mean? We were talking about headbands earlier.
Gucci
you know?
bandana. Whoever said Gucci was excited.
Product placement.
Yeah.
They're all like drinking Mountain Dew before every fight and shit like that.
It makes sense for Kano because that guy had so much energy, man.
Oh yeah. No, they could have done that. They could have like snuck in like a couple Red Bulls
Oh yeah.
or whatever, or something like that. No, thank God they didn't do anything like that, product placement or nothing like
Maybe
that.
I could figure out my Icona if I drink this Red Bull.
Because I mean,
yeah,
because you know the last video game one I saw, like you know, Sonic.
Oh, I haven't seen Sonic yet.
Oh, bro. No spoilers, but like, goddamn, the product placement.
Oh yeah,
like it's a lot, bro. Okay. So just be ready for that.
Yeah. Anything else you want to touch on before and the void or post?
Cause like, what is his plan? Yeah, Cole's plan was to wash Sub-Zero by himself.
Oh no, it was so they say Sub-Zero for last, so they could all face him.
Oh right. Okay, yeah.
It will be Kang versus Melina. What's his name? Liu Kang versus Cabal. Then Kano versus Sonya.
And then
Then
Jax
Jax
versus.
as Raiko.
Uh-huh.
Which,
Okay,
yeah, we
yeah.
touched on it already. That was like the most Mortal Kombat fight in the movie to me.
Oh heck yeah, yeah. And then just the way that it ends, he just
Like, this motherfucker works. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. It was so good. He did
It was
he did
sci-fi.
such a good job. How did you think about like the technique and everything?
Oh yeah, it looked good. The choreography looked good. I hope you don't think I'm just like the martial arts experts or anything. No, I just go with like if it's well choreographed, that's good enough for me. And it fits his style too. It was short, but it made sense. And I like you finally get to you get to see him confident again. And yeah, his fatality look. It was quick and satisfying to see that too, and it didn't stop the whole movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was so quick that it just goes on to the next fight.
And I think it ended a good arc for for the movie for him.
With the arm too.
Yeah. Because kind of like you were saying, like we get to see this like starts off confident, loses his confidence because he loses his arms, and then like comes back around the other end. And on the point of like asking you about the fights and stuff like that, like not to paint you in a corner, but like you focus on that, and some of the I noticed that was a good focus on the earlier Mortal Kombat, and so like whereas my focus is more towards like the acting.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Because that's just like the world I'm more familiar with.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
And so yeah, just like it's good to get your opinion
Oh
on how
yeah,
everything looks.
Oh, it's not for you. It's most likely for like I don't want the audience to think, oh, this guy. Look at this guy.
Oh,
he's
these
like, a martial artist. I mean, I did
People
some
gonna try to
jiu-jitsu stuff.
fight you on
Yeah,
the street.
but I'm still a human being. But yeah, it wasn't at you really. But then we go to what's it called? I guess it was like a tag team match with Melina versus Cole Young and Liu Kang versus Cabal. And I really liked Liu Kang's fatality because first it does a bicycle kick. How do you feel about the bicycle kick? Because I know you didn't like in the last movie.
I thought this one was because this one was full speed.
Yeah,
and it looked a lot better to me because. I mean, like in the old one, it was like half speed. This man is like in a harness on wires.
Yeah, for sure.
And so, like, just slowing that down to like half speed while you're suspended, like it just kills the whole visual. I think. And so, like this time, it was like full speed. I thought it looked pretty good.
Yeah, in your defense too. In this one, you see the full body too, and in the other one, I went back and watched the other fight scene. You only see reaction shots, really. So you see him starting to do the kick, but you see his face of him like yelling. Then you see Reptile reacting to the kick. You don't really see the kick too much in the other one. In this one, you see the whole kick. And with that being said, I'll admit again, this is my bias. I still like the older version better, but I could admit it's just me being biased.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why, but that.
I think there's some nostalgia.
Yeah, I could admit it's nostalgia and it's more satisfying. I also like the way he's more upright because, like you say, he's on a harness. While with this one is more lean back, but to me, like I say, it's a bias. So then I also like the basically the Dragon Fist he does, and that's more of a reference to Dragon Ball Z because in Dragon Ball Z in Tenkaichi 3, there's a move called Dragon Fist where Goku punches somebody, then a dragon forms, then comes and eats the person. So it kind of looks like, in this one, he kind of does the same thing. And I thought it looked really cool because it's like, it's not like Annihilation when it's that ugly ass dragon form, but it's the fire having like turn into a dragon, then it still kind of burns like a fire does. Yeah. So I thought it added to like the whole thing that they said with the grittiness and the grounded, as grounded as you can be for Mortal Kombat. It fits this universe.
Yeah. And then there was Cole and Melina.
Yeah, Cole and Melina. You didn't really get to see much of that except, like you said, you see Melina's teleportation used a lot. And I thought that was satisfying. Then you see their mouths open too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sorry, you about to say
something. Oh no, yeah, no. I just like again, I thought when they finally did it, it looked really good.
Oh yeah.
And I was impressed because I was kind of worried.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna age well, but I think it looked pretty good.
Oh yeah, it looked really good. But there we go to, like I already complained about this. Sonya comes in with her, kind of does the blast, and yeah, it just goes to a complaint with with Cole Young. But for Sonya, it was cool to see her finally get the power, and it's kind of a complaint I have, with Sonya being wanted to be accepted, but it fits because she starts like being happy that she finally got the mark.
Yeah.
And she's chosen now, and it fits because it's like, I guess it goes. I didn't even think about that until you started talking about. We started talking about earlier with Sonya. Because she's so like confident and headstrong, and this is a tournament that people will get fucked up. But it even shows that she wants to fight. Maybe that's why she's kind of down, because she's such a fighter, but they're basically tell like, yeah, you can only watch. You can't participate, but she wants to participate because she's that confident in herself, and she's such a fighter, and it makes sense because that's how like MMA fighters are in real life, or like boxers. Like most of them, you can tell like the ones that really want to fight, and it's cool to see like, okay, it makes sense since she knows how to fight and she wants to be a champion too.
Okay, I just realized I completely dodged your question about the Sonya Kano.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
But yeah, so what did you think about that one?
Oh, I thought it was a good fight, and I thought that's what we're about to see why Kano might need the metal plates, because when she threw like I don't know what liquid at his eye, like I don't know if it was alcohol, that when he was about to shoot the laser and it hits his eye and it like the laser malfunctions, I guess. I thought I was going to show like him, that part of his face like exploding or something. That's what get the mask, but it still might be. If he ever comes back, because Sonya ends up stabbing him in that eye, or that part of his face. So I'm wondering maybe if they ever bring people back, they could bring him back and have the metal plates, and it's a callback not only to the game, but to show like, he got the result of him getting fucked up in this movie.
I would be. I wonder how they would try to do that though, because like he would have had to like. Canonically, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
he died, because that's how you transfer the mark. So they can't say like, oh, he, got like fucked up, but he didn't die, because then like how does the mark get transferred? You know what I'm saying? So like he died. But yeah, I thought it was pretty good. It was, and it makes sense. But we lose like more of the fight sense and more of like, it becomes more of like Sonya trying to survive.
Oh yeah.
Because she doesn't have an Arcana yet, and he has the laser eye, and so she has to use kind of her wits about her and knowing how her, because she seems like a kind of like a, what do you call them, like the people who are like ready for the apocalypse.
Oh, I know.
You know what I'm talking about?
I know you're talking about. I forgot. Yeah, I forgot what.
There's a term.
Yeah, I forgot the name.
But I can't think of it right now.
If you know the name of it, just put it down in the comments.
Yeah. After you like and subscribe.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean.
But yeah. Doomsdayers or something like that. Yeah.
Doomsday Preppers.
Yeah, there you go. So she seems like she kind of fits into that, just the way that her whole home is set up, and then, so yeah, and she uses that to her advantage. So it seems, it's a little bit fighting, a little bit outsmarting, and I kind of like that, because again, it kind of shows that like she is mentally superior to Kano, even though he's witty and he's a really fun character. Yeah, she is still superior to him.
Sorry, go on.
No, go ahead.
No, it's a dumb comment, but I was gonna say like the reason you say like she's a doomsday prepper, and it looks like she's a doomsday prepper, but I was like, if you live in Gary, Indiana, I think you just gotta be ready, man. Because I've been there. It's pretty rough, man. Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Oh, that's what you signed up for out
Yeah,
there.
yeah. You just gotta be prepared, man. Shouts out to all the people from Gary, Indiana.
I wonder if they're like, "What is he talking about?" Or
yeah.
if they're like, "Yo," you know, like,
I mean, I can't even talk that much shit. I'm from Chicago, which is just as bad. So, which is, I think they also do because Cole Young's from Chicago, kind of like interesting tidbit, and I think they did that on purpose because Ed Boon is from Chicago. The people who made the game, they're from Chicago.
yeah.
So
Ed Boon, and then was it John Tobias? Is it John Tobias?
Yeah, I think so because Tybit is Tobias backwards.
Oh yeah, I just don't know his first name, but I know it's Tobias. So.
Yeah,
that and they kind of paid homage to that with when Jax is introduced and he says like, "Oh, Cole Young, you took the belt from Eddie Tobias."
Oh, he said, "Oh, I didn't even realize that."
Yeah.
Okay.
So like kind of like a
Callback,
like a tribute to the original
That's
developers.
Cool.
But yeah, so then she stabs Kano in the eye. We go through the fights that we kind of went through already.
Yeah.
And then I guess we go right into the Sub-Zero.
Oh yeah, dude. Going back to Sub-Zero being cool as hell. This guy was so cocky that even like when the appearance of him going to go capture Cole's family was so badass because he's just standing there in the door. That guy is scary. Like imagine you just saw a forearm ogre, but this guy just in a fucking ninja outfit is scarier than that guy. You know? Yeah. And when he captured the family, and he just teleported to just talk some, not visually, like just talk some shit without even saying anything to Cole Young by showing the is it the doctor's like
the bracelet?
Yeah, the bracelets.
Yeah,
man, that was so cool, dude. That was so cool, and forcing Cole Young to go into the teleport to then they go into the MMA gym, and that's where the fight between them starts. And yeah, that was satisfying for real. Yeah, it goes back into, but this one I really can't complain when Cole Young needed help. But I was like, they already established Sub-Zero as being that dude, and you already see Cole Young kind of having some issues. Like you said, he's past his prime. So you can't, in the course of this movie, you can't make me believe that he will be good enough to beat Sub-Zero.
Right.
So yeah, so I didn't complain, but before I talk about the appearance of who, how did you feel about the early Cole Young versus Sub-Zero?
I mean, I think everybody knew, just kind of like to go back to what you were saying. You were talking about how he's not in his prime, and like it would have been so much of a stretch to say, oh, now he's ready, now he can take him on one-on-one. Yeah, because like no, that wouldn't have been believable at all. And so I think it was good, kind of like what you were saying, is like, yeah, he seems like a character that needs help, but at the same time he's a chosen character, just he kind of lost it a little bit, and he needs to get it back. I thought I'm having trouble remembering the fight, just because after the thing happens, the person who comes to help him.
In your defense, the fight between Cole Young and Sub-Zero is really short.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's really short because I saw it again, and it wasn't
very long at all.
Yeah, it wasn't very long.
Okay. Yeah. So it's not really memorable for me. Not to say that they did a bad job, just like it. I think the next part overshadows it quite a bit.
I mean, that's what we're leading up to.
Yeah.
Sparks. So now we can talk about Scorpion coming back full form.
Oh yeah.
And how do you feel about Scorpion?
Oh, bro, it looked.
Shouts out. Here's the guy.
Hey. Yeah. No, like it. I thought it was good. We got to see like the rivalry. Like, he comes back like rematch, motherfucker.
Yeah, yeah. Remember, because like, remember this face?
Oh
Comes back,
Oh man, yeah.
How do you feel about his costume?
I thought it was good.
Yeah, I thought it was good too. I thought both of the costumes were good.
Yeah, no, I didn't have any complaints with the way that they looked because I mean, like they look badass in the video game.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's like
It's so
how do you
iconic.
bring that to life? But then like they did.
Yeah,
you
it was so
know,
iconic. Yeah,
I liked it. I liked it a
it kind of
lot.
reminded me of Mortal Kombat Deception. In Mortal Kombat Deception, that's the one I think, and I think maybe in Armageddon you could use weapons.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So when he was using a sword, I was like, oh, that's just like Mortal Kombat Deception. And then Sub-Zero made his own ice sword too.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
that was pretty badass. Yeah.
One part that ruined in the trailer, the infamous, the not even infamous, the famous, iconic "the get over here" line, they kind of ruined that in the trailer. So when they had that pause of him about to say it, you'd be like, if I didn't see it in the trailer, I'd have been more hyped. But because I already saw it, it's like, okay, just say it. And they also, I guess, kind of like an X-ray move. The one, it was cool when Sub-Zero turned his blood into ice. He stabs him, then throws him through the ice wall. I thought that was really cool too.
Bro,
but it was
that
really kind of ruined.
That was amazing.
Yeah, dude, they did some. I hope in the next movie they do the service they did with Sub-Zero, they do it for Scorpion. Not because I'm biased, because I'm a Scorpion fan, but it's like even that move was so cool for Sub-Zero. And this is what I was talking about earlier. They call back to the Kunai being stuck in a sheet of ice, just like it was stuck to the tree. And you see Sub-Zero is so cocky. You see him go towards the Kunai because in the beginning of the movie it slashes his face. So he's just like, do that shit again. Yeah. And what's it called? Then Scorpion does it, but this time he catches it. I don't know if he catches it or he dodges it, but he sees it coming. But just with his eyes, he was just talking shit to Scorpion.
And that's the thing, man. Like that guy, he's like, he's good.
Yeah,
he's really good.
Yeah,
because he can say so much with his face without saying anything. Like, good on the actor.
Oh
man.
yeah. If he comes back, I wonder if he's going to come back as Noob Saibot, and I'm excited to see him as Noob Saibot because, if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's really dope. But you got anything to touch about the fights?
Oh no, I thought it looked amazing. It was like really good. The whole, of course, like what you were talking about, like the freezing the blood with the stab, and then like throwing through the ice sheet, like iconic right there.
Yeah,
get over here. That I thought it all looked really really good. The fight scenes with the swords to like call back to the different games.
Yeah,
it was all fantastic. It was a really good fight, and I. Like I was saying before, I don't necessarily have an eye for these things, but I thought that the choreography flowed very well.
Yeah.
It was very, again, kind of to go back to the points that we've made before, very well grounded.
Oh yeah.
Or as grounded as something with this storyline could be. It just seemed like I believed it all. You know what I mean? And like I was just sitting there like enjoying it.
Oh yeah. Do you like how they also played the modern take of the old theme from the movie? Like as they were fighting?
Yeah, I mean, like...
I don't like this version too much.
Yeah.
But I do like the fact that they called back to it.
Right, yeah. It was definitely a callback.
Yeah.
Do I think the remix could have been better?
Oh, yeah.
I think so, yeah. But I mean...
I just wish they just played the original. Like, just fuck it, man.
Right?
Yeah, just play the original.
Bro, that would hell yeah, bro. No, like, I mean, I feel like the vibe would have clashed a little bit.
Oh, for sure, but it's just me being biased, man.
I mean...
Because that's more techno, EDM type shit.
Bro, someone should, like, do it and see how it sounds. That might have been the placeholder song.
Yeah.
They're like until the remix gets made, like put it. Maybe they'll come out with like a version where like that's the only difference. You know what I mean? Like,
somebody on YouTube most likely would definitely add their own version.
Oh, probably.
And if it hasn't, somebody can just do that at least for us.
Yeah. But yeah, so I liked the way that wrapped up too, because the fatality was like it looked awesome.
Oh yeah, with the skull and the
Yeah.
fireball thing too. Yeah. Even going back trying to take it back a little bit, not even that far back, but it's like when they actually go into the MMA cage, like it goes back to Cole Young and just the modern take. MMA is kind of popular now. Cole Young was an MMA fighter, so that now they're fighting in his atmosphere, like in his ring, and it was cool, and even showed even more of a badass of how like Sub-Zero was, because he was fighting both of them. And even when he's about to get killed, he still closes the door to like he's not, he's with the shits. He's in there until it's over. And I really like that. And then Scorpion's fatality looked good, and it made sense too because the fire is burning his face off and everything. So I thought it was really dope. And they both had the best fight scenes in the beginning and at the end, but it made sense because those are like the most two iconic characters, and I feel like they do a good job of balancing it out too, because like you see, even though I wasn't complaining, but I could see other people like Scorpion fans in the beginning be like, oh, that's bullshit, Scorpion, he won't lose to this guy, but at the end it's still, they give them both times to shine, and it's a draw still, so both fans should be both. Yeah.
So now we need the tiebreaker.
Exactly, man. But I guess that's really it. And I guess they teleport what's his name, Shang Tsung, somewhere else, and they kind of discuss. I guess now they're actually looking for more champions, and hopefully, I guess setting up like future movies. We're looking for more champions and Johnny Cage. Yeah, and so before, I guess we could discuss like overall thoughts, even though maybe we were talking about it earlier. Then we could discuss maybe the future of what you feel like where they might go with the series, and what are your overall take about the movie. Even though they're different movies, you can even compare it to the originals if you want.
I don't know if I want to do that because it's kind of its own thing, and for as much like as you can get onto the old ones for being cheesy, like it was very much the vibe of the movie, whereas this one's like much darker, very very much more grounded.
It's like they're Dark Knights.
Yeah, kind of, yeah, exactly. That's a very good way of putting it. But I think I liked the movie overall. For everything that they did wrong in this movie, there was still there was a lot of redeeming stuff. I will say, just as a Mortal Kombat movie, like, yes. As a movie overall, I'll say it had its weak points. And I think I'd probably give it a 7.
Okay. I remember you said you wanted to touch on some problems that you had. Did you?
Yeah.
Or okay.
All right.
Yeah. I'm on the same wavelength as you. Like, yeah, as a movie, but it's a Mortal Kombat movie, and I'm not going to grade it like, they didn't have like Oscar-worthy acting. I mean, it's Mortal Kombat. I don't expect Oscar-worthy acting. So they did a decent job of starting like their own series. Like I said, I think my main problem was more of like Cole Young, but maybe it's just me. I could admit to that. Maybe it's just me just complaining. But also the momentum kind of slows down in the middle. Even though they have fight scenes happening, it still kind of felt slow. Because when I watched it again, it's like the beginning was, high energy and stuff like that. It slows down. Then it kind of picks back up again, but which is fine. It's fine for typical movies, but it's just it kind of decreases it's still rewatchable, but unlike, this is where I guess I'll compare it to the original one, not Annihilation, but the original one. The original one, they kind of like, the beginning was kind of slow. Then when it picked up, it just never slows down. So. I kind of wish this had the same energy, but it's fine. It's a different, it's like their own take, and it's okay. And I'll give it a 7 too. I can't. There's not too much to complain about. I guess maybe I wish they had more one-on-one fights, but it made sense why they didn't, because they weren't even really in Mortal Kombat yet. So yeah, maybe they'll do that in the future movies, but it does a good job. I wonder, it definitely does a good job of like fan service, and also getting you, because I'm excited for like the sequel and see where they go with it. So I'm hoping it
Right.
does well, so I can see where they go with this take of Mortal Kombat. And yeah, I'm really excited. And as you can see, like it's the Sub-Zero movie to me. You know, yeah, it's just like they just do such a good job with him. Like like if I go back and watch it, it'll be most likely just to just see Sub-Zero and like his his rendition. And but yeah, that is it. Then I guess with the future movies, I wonder what obviously they're teasing Johnny Cage, so I'm guessing they're going to introduce him, and I wonder who else they're going to introduce and how, because Shang Tsung says like he's gonna go get an army, so we see who his crew is now this time, and yeah, how it looks in this world, in this universe, how the powers look.
Yeah. I would be interested to see, because like they did a good job with like the Tarkatan aspects of Melina, and so like it would be cool for them to like bring out Baraka.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Baraka, not the one in the fucking Power Ranger.
Oh
outfit
no,
in the original, in the Annihilation.
That
That shit was so.
it
I mean,
was
Baraka's
bad.
already ugly, but they made him hideous.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. No, but yeah, I'd be interested to see Baraka. I mean, I could go throughout like all the
Characters.
rosters of all
Yeah,
the games
yeah.
and say like it'd be interesting. But yeah, I'm excited because like you said, this one definitely seemed like a pilot,
Yeah,
like the start of something, and this isn't as good as it's gonna get.
yeah.
And so knowing that, I'm like more okay with the movie. I've had people talk to me about it that were less than pleased with it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But it was a fun time.
Yeah, it was a fun movie. It's one of those movies like I'll watch this and the original back to back. I'll just skip Annihilation. Like if somebody's like, I heard Annihilation exists, like yeah, no
Just
need
don't
to
do
watch.
that one.
Yeah, let's just pretend that never came out. Unless you're blasted or high and want to just watch it as a joke. But don't even. Yeah, less said about that movie, the better. But yeah, definitely a very fun movie. Violent, so
Oh, yeah.
So I hope people, the fans,
Don't
are
take the
excited.
kids.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I have a little cousin. Actually, it's his birthday today, so happy birthday, Sammy. He likes Mortal Kombat, but I don't think I'll show him this version.
No.
I'll show him the early version, the 90s version before. Then once he gets older, now so okay, now you can watch this.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, and I hope I hope it does for, like that you said they have like maybe 4 or 5 movies lined up, and I hope they have enough fan base and enough people viewing it that it does last that long. It as long as it stays good. And I definitely hope in the next one they just like said fuck the bullshit with the whole origin shit. Like we already did the groundwork, now we could just put some more crazy shit in here and in our own take, but there's no need for us to explain why this person's here, except maybe just explain where the character came from. But we don't need to know like how they got their powers or anything. We just need to know who the character is and maybe show us what they can do and just move on from there.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But all in all, I guess that is it for this episode. Again, thank you guys for viewing, and remember to smash the like and subscribe, and leave comments. Leave comments about how you felt about the movie. What could have, whether you agree with our takes or not, and what you felt they could have done better, or what did they do? They did well. And if anybody can edit that, the original theme into Scorpion versus Sub-Zero, please do it and link us into it. I mean, yeah, send us the link. And yeah. You got anything else you want to?
No,
Okay.
I guess that's it. We'll wrap
All
it
right.
up.
Yeah, see you guys next time.
See you.